Hey, I'm Gabby, or also known as Señorita Gabita. Welcome back, or if you're new here, welcome. In today's video, I'm excited to explore Ferris Wheel Press inks, testing the 3 shades pink, green and black. And I plan to experiment with these inks on a separate page to understand their flow and blending, and before I start the collaboration illustration. But however, my experiment quickly turned into a near disaster. I almost destroyed the whole illustration. So stay tuned to see how I handle the situation. And let's start first with the experimenting process, testing out the different type of shades. And yes, I hope you will enjoy it. So this is the mess behind the unboxing reel for Instagram. I finished to edit it and published, and I was cleaning my brushes and I noticed that with the black ink, when it got a little bit of contact when I was cleaning the brushes, that it changed a little bit the color. You can see then more blue pigments, and I really love this deep blue color. So I was thinking to make another testing sheet and mixed with the inks a little bit of water into it, and we will see what kind of shades we can create with it. And after that, before I moved to the real illustration for the collab, I started to sketch this strawberry illustration yesterday at night before going to bed. I was very motivated to do it, and with it I will do a simple coloration and get more used to the inks and also with the brush work. Maybe you can see it here, but there's a tiny bit of a bluish tint, and I will see if I do a little bit of water here on the paper if we can see the shade more. So I think you can here really see the difference with adding a little bit beforehand water on the paper and then add the ink. You can see how you can achieve different kind of shades. Here it's only the ink and it's almost black. You can see here more the shimmer effect of the ink, but it seems like that there's only one color, I would say. But here you can see the difference. It's more like grayish blue and really beautiful. So I'm thinking for the main illustration for the collab that I will use a palette on the side, add a few drops of the inks, and then I can use it more like watercolor. So I think it depends how you want to do your illustration. Should it be more paint like watercolor, or really like an ink, only the flat coloring like I did here. I used the orange ink straight out the bottle. But I think here I will use the ink straight off the bottle, so I can make then later a comparison with the other illustration to see how different the inks are looking. But before I start with the strawberry illustration, I will do the same experiment with the other inks. So I need to shake the ink a little bit so the pigments are mixed together. You can see right now that I didn't mix it so well, so this shiny pigment or the metallic pigment is on the bottom, and right now I reach it with my brush. After experimenting with the inks, I started finally adding the color to the strawberry sketch. I used a brush to apply the ink directly from the bottle for the entire painting process. I particularly enjoyed coloring the strawberries because the vibrant pink shade is very pretty, stunning, and it is enhanced by a beautiful bluish shimmer. While painting, I left some blank spaces in the strawberries to represent their seeds, and I was also aiming to apply the color very quickly for a smooth shading effect. Next, I focused on the leaves using the green ink to bring them to life. As I continue with the painting, I observed that the paper in the sketchbook might not be the ideal choice for these inks. In certain spots such as the strawberry, the ink seemed to bleed through, indicating that the paper struggles to absorb such vivid colors. However, this might also be the trait of this specific brand, as I have previously created drawings in the sketchbook with another type of ink, as I briefly showed you in the beginning of this video, and there I had any problems at all, so maybe I have to try the inks on the different type of sketchbook or paper. After coloring all the leaves, I began to fill in the blank spaces with black ink. I initially used a large flat brush, but quickly realized that the illustration was too delicate for that, so I switched to a smaller brush, and then I filled in all the remaining areas with the black ink. Similar to the strawberries, I left some blank spaces where I plan to add highlights later using a white acrylic marker. I was nearly finished, and before adding the highlights, I wanted to take some work in progress photos for my social media. I set up my sketchbook next to all the ink bottles to create an appealing setup, and that's when the disaster happened. During the entire photo session, I didn't notice that one ink bottle was left open, and suddenly ink spilled everywhere on my desk, onto my sketchbook as well. I had to clean up my workspace and try to rescue my sketchbook, which is why some areas of the strawberry illustration appear washed out. Instead of seeing it as a setback, I decided after a while to embrace the imperfection and weave into my creative process. As I gently tapped away the excess ink, the blending of colors resulted in a soft creamy effect of the strawberries on the strawberries, and I really like it. First, it was a shock, and I needed some time off after that to calm down, but yes, I started to like it, and I was thinking how I can fix it, maybe with other art supplies. And that's why I started to use colored pencil to correct some mistakes and add more detail. I deepened up the pale black background with a black and dark blue pencil, applying them in wavy strokes to create a sense of movement. For the strawberries, I incorporated pink and yellow shades to introduce warmth, as if sunlight were shining on them. I also added vibrant greens and yellows to the leaves for an interesting contrast. And in the end, I defined certain shapes with colored pencil, ensuring the illustration had a nice balance between blurry and sharp elements. And this experiment taught me that sometimes the most unexpected events can lead to the most wonderful discoveries. So don't be encouraged when something like that happened at you as well when you are creating art. Try to make the best out of it, and just take your time to reflect on it and try it again, or maybe you can create something with it as well. After adding all the details with the colored pencil, it was time for the final step, adding all the highlights, all the sparkles with a white acrylic marker. And yes, this is all what I have to say about this illustration. I hope you like this type of video. And yes, the next illustration will be for the collaboration with Ferris Wheel Press. There I have a little bit more experience after trying the inks a little bit more out. And yes, if you are already curious about the collaboration illustration, I already posted it on Instagram, you can check it out. And if you like this type of video, don't forget to leave a thumb up, to subscribe, and maybe also to leave a comment. And until the next video, please stay safe, and then bye bye.